And I want to share, I'm in Mexico City now, and I'm here for a very important reason. The Divine University has an event here, a live event in Mexico City. And what is going to happen is this pillar of light from Shambhala, from the Christ plains, is going to anchor through the venue. And it's going to anchor into every home of everyone who has registered for this event. Now, what is it like to be held in a pillar of light? It's an incredible experience because it lifts you up out of any experience that is an experience of discomfort. And there's so many millions of experiences of discomfort we can have as human beings. But this pillar, when this pillar of light anchors, what happens? Our light opens because the light is all around us and it's coming into us. It's infusing through us. And it's raising us and raising us and raising us. And then everything that is so uncomfortable just drops away. It doesn't exist anymore because it can't exist in the light. Something I want to share is that when I was going through the deepest, darkest times of my life, I learned to go so deep into my heart that I could not hear anything else of that discomfort, that internal dialogue, because I'm clairaudient. I could hear everything that every part of me was saying about me, telling me things that weren't true about me. I could hear it all in my head. So I had to learn to dive deep into my heart, where all this accumulated energy and consciousness couldn't go. It can't go into the light. It can't live there. It can't exist there. So I learned to go so deep. And so when I was meditating, I'd go into this really happy place and I'd just be in joy, and that was my refuge. And I stayed there for as long as I meditated. And then I had to come out and do all my normal daily things and listen to all this experience going on from all these parts of myself. And I had that energy with me to help me move through each day. So this is what happens when you go into the light of your heart. This is what happens when you go into a pillar of light, or a pillar of light anchors through you. That just all drops away. It doesn't exist in the light. It can't. So it's important to be in the light. So when these pillars of Shambhala are going to anchor all around the world, it's going to create a great shift. It's going to hold us. And for this event in Mexico City, we're going to be held in an angelic bridge of light for 48 hours. That means we're going to have a direct connection to the angels. The angels are the closest to humanity. And some of us are angels. I mean, we see angels walking on the earth, these immense, like, loving beings that are always giving and helping other people. They're angels in human bodies. So angels are going to be with us. 17 different groups of angels are going to be with us. And they're going to be in visitation with us. That means they're going to be present in this invisible field around us. And if we invite them in, they can merge with us. And they're going to bring divine assistance to us. They're going to bring colors of love, colors of light. They're going to bring so many different gifts to us to relieve us of all that we are not. Not all, but as much as you can let go of, as much as you are ready to let go of, and a little bit more. Because if you say yes to divine assistance, the beings of light can help you. But if you do not allow them, if you do not call upon them through the law of non-interference, they can't. They can't intervene in your life. So we are going to consciously say yes to 3.3 billion angels coming to the earth in 100,000 ships of light that are made of their heart energy, their pure light ships. And in each ship, there are 33,000 angels. So that's 3.3 billion angels. Why are they coming? This is a very unique event on earth. It hasn't happened before. Why are they coming? Because humanity has a true need for divine assistance. Humanity is in a period of release, surrender of all of the old ways of operation that we have inherited, that our soul has carried through the genetic line, that we have experienced previously here on the earth and have left the earth in this unresolved state. All of this needs to be cleansed and cleared from within this field of the earth. And these angels are coming in massive numbers to accomplish something for the liberation of humanity from these operating systems that no longer serve us to live with love, with peace, with safety, and know who we are and use the natural gifts from within to create a new human, the highest potential human we can be. And I'm inviting you to ask yourself, do I need to be at this event with the angels? Yes, there are 3 teachers facilitating this, but on a higher level, you are opening to divine assistance. You are saying, yes, life can be easier. Life can be more graceful when I know who I am, when I can access my heart, when I can access the light of my being and be guided by my own light for my own life. And you don't need to be a meditator. You do not need to meditate deeply. You just need to make yourself available and say, yes, I'm carrying burdens, I'm carrying anger, I'm carrying this. I don't need it anymore. That's all you need to do to receive divine assistance. And the angels and the archangels, Christ, Mary, Buddha, these beings that are going to be part of a 3-day event. 2 days is creating your bridge of light with the angels, and the 3rd day, Friday, the 5th of May, is Wesak, full moon, where I'll be guiding everyone to travel to the Wesak Valley to receive an immense gift from Source, from the Source Force through the heart of Buddha. And this great window, this great portal of light is going to open and flood through us and through the earth, wash through everything to give us a new start. So if you'd like to join me on Friday, the 5th of May, and then the bridge to the angels is on the 6th and 7th of May. And you can read more about it on the website. But just think about your deepest heart dream. What's your dream in your heart? Can you see yourself in the light, shedding so much from you? Can you see every cell in your body filled with light? It may seem impossible, but with 3.3 billion angels coming. This is something significant. It's a doorway to turn things around in your life. It's possible because 96% is invisible energy, and we can explore together what that is. What's in that invisible energy? What is it? What's there? What's in it for me? There's so much more to our human potential that we can awaken to. And this event is incredible. In all of my 24 years, nothing like this has ever happened before that I know of. So I welcome you to allow the angels to tap you on the shoulder. Will you be one of those beings that are going to help the planet and transform human beings to their true nature and birth a new human globally, not just in groups here and there that has happened before, where humans have ascended and become Christed, angelic beings walking in a physical body, masterful beings. This is happening for the whole of humanity because the Mother Earth has called for this. Enough suffering, enough pain of separation from this 96% of invisible energy. It's enough. And that's why so many angels are coming. They're opening that doorway for us, for the planet.
Incredible. Incredible. I'm so excited for this event. And I want to ask a couple questions and open up the chat for the audience to bring forth their questions in regards to what you've shared so far, Amaya. But before we get into that, I want to share into the audience space that about my own life transformation through these kinds of events and through bringing love to these parts of the self. Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, one of the things that I really want everyone to know is that I do not feel as though I was born with spiritual divine gifts that I knew about, right? I think I always had some sort of internal knowing, some sort of internal intuition, some sort of internal calling that was calling me forward. But in my teenage years, I was very, very depressed, very, very confused at the state of the world and why there was so much heartache and suffering in the world. And I think it was around age 17, I had to turn off the news. I had to stop watching it because I was very, very depressed. And then in my 20s, also very, very depressed, very confused, very insecure, but always had this calling for seeking spiritual knowledge and expansion. And I explored a lot of different paths, and the paths that I felt were good and true and honoring were the paths that empowered a person to connect to the divinity within themselves. The paths that didn't tell you how to think or how to feel or what to think or what to feel or how to act, but that really supported a person to go inside and find the inner knowing for oneself and connect to the oneness of your own being. And the work that I've done, there's two main paths of my life. One of them is awakening your light body, and the second one is with the Divine University. And both of these paths have been incredibly empowering for myself. in releasing a lot of those doubts, a lot of those insecurities, a lot of the
Yeah.
confusion, meeting those parts of myself with love and transforming them with love. And Amaya has been an amazing teacher on my path, particularly through the School of Loving Presence, particularly through the Counselor of Light Akashic Record program, where we learn to find those parts of the self that are coming up to be seen. And I would say that oftentimes those noises that we have in our head, those conversations that we have in our head, those negative self-talks that we have in our head are oftentimes just parts of ourself that are unevolved, that are clamoring for our attention and clamoring for our love. And as we bring our love to those parts, they transform, they become more whole, they become back emerge back into the oneness. And so a lot of what Amaya is sharing with us is about transforming these parts of ourselves, and particularly this Wesak event, this Wesak angelic bridge of light is receiving the divine assistance to help heal those parts of ourself. And those of us who know that we're light workers, that are on this path of service for the planet and in service to humanity, when we stand in these currents, such as these gateways and portals that WESAC event is opening, we are standing as representatives for humanity, and we're allowing the healing to move through our own being for everyone else, because they are all a part of who we are. They're all a part of this Holy Spirit within us. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only are they going to support us, the ones who register, if you have photos of your family members with you, with their name and their address, they're going to travel to the homes of your family members. They're going to cleanse their homes and help them as much as they can, all of your family members. So that's something. And also they're going to expand that bridge of light of Shambhala out into the community. So not only are you receiving, but you are a conduit for your family to receive, and you are a conduit for your whole community to receive these frequencies from the angels. So yeah, I just wanted to add that piece.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those of you who are listening are light workers. You are the angels on the earth. You are the ones that are transforming the planet. You are that.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity to join in a collective endeavor to assist in the enlightenment of the planet and the enlightenment of human consciousness, which is about bringing light to bringing consciousness to the unconscious parts of the self.
Yeah, and I believe everybody is ready to receive from the angels. Everybody is ready to connect to the invisible, because I believe everybody's had an experience, some kind of experience, a deja vu or whatever you want to call it, some synchronicity, that's that 96% at work through the field. And I believe everybody is ready to receive, especially from the angels. So just open and see what is possible with divine assistance. We're not individual beings where we have to be fully responsible for ourselves. We're a group. We are a group. We are humanity. And beyond that, we're all light beings. We're all one. Through the oneness, we're all one. We're all one in the sea of light. So all those beings aren't separate from us. The angels are not outside of us. The archangels are not outside of us. You find them all inside through the connection to that source within your heart chakra. And yeah, that doorway is absolutely incredible. I have been shown, I was in the presence of the Great Pyramid in Egypt, and I was going through a very difficult time with all of the chatter in the background of my mind going against the truth of who I am. And I was shown my heart source. And in that heart source, I was shown a simple domed white structure with archways. And I stood at one of those archways, and it was so sacred that I couldn't imagine myself going in there. I couldn't make myself go in there because it was too sacred, too holy. And in there was an altar. It was just probably just the simplest thing. And on that altar lay a child, a baby. It was asleep, but it was fully awake. And it was emanating pristine silence, immaculate stillness, immaculate light, immaculate love. And I stood there just experiencing this. And I've come to the realization that that's who I am. And so when I meditate now and I call for my higher self, my divine presence, and experience that energy coming in, I say, this is me. I don't see it I don't separate it as something different from me. This is me. This is my energy. And I, as a human being, am moving to embody that immaculate silence, stillness, love, presence. And that gift has allowed me to be able to help others connect to their place, because that is the source of my whole universe of light. We are each a universe of light, and that source is within me, within all of me, and it's fully devoted to me. It's right here, present for everything in my life, for every detail. It is not something that you cannot communicate with because it's too trivial. There is nothing too trivial for this presence, because everything is important. It is devoted to us. It is eternally within us, and it is of the eternal. It is eternal, and we are eternal. And so in these days, we have 7 days of 7 45-minute meditations with the angels. Starting on the 28th of May, we will be guided to connect to that place within us and receive the gifts of the angels for 7 days in a row. Then we have the full moon meditation, and it will be all guiding you to connect to that place, to be one with that place, to say, yes, this is my source, this is me. I am a piece of life. This is the piece of life that I am. This is the piece of God that I am. It's inside me. And go there and be guided by the teachers, by the facilitators, and it will take you there. And miracles can happen that way. What we see and what we name as miracles, miracles will take place. Yeah.
And I have had that experience at these Wesak events where I've come in with personal life things that were ready to shift. Let's put it that way. Things that were ready to shift upon entering into these Wesak celebrations, that when I walked out, they were shifted. They were different. In the external world, in the relationships around me, in how people were responding to me and acting with me was different because I walked through that portal of the Wesak event. Yeah.
It does. It changes you forever.
Yeah.
It creates a permanent shift.
Yeah.
And, you know, if Zara, you look back 20 years, 40 years ago, if we look back, we were very different human
Yeah.
beings then. But through this journey, day by day, you know, week by week, we are shifting. We are
Yeah.
shifting into such a different human being. We're shifting in and becoming the human being we are.
Yeah.
The divinity, the love, the everything. Yeah.
I had this
That is,
experience just a couple of months ago where I was at my mother's house and she had all of the pictures of us up while
yeah.
we were, younger, and even in my 20s and 30s. And I was
Mm,
looking at myself in all of these different pictures and I couldn't even identify with myself through those
yeah.
pictures. It was like that
Yeah.
wasn't even like I'm not even that person anymore. I mean, sure,
Yeah.
the characteristics are the same, but it's like
Mm.
so far away from who I was back then. Yeah,
Mm.
it's really amazing.